Good morning. I'm Reverend Sarah, Peace River Canine Search and Rescue. And if you hear a hideous wail in the background, that will be our Fospus cat, Krabby Kitty, who is deaf as a stone, and so he has no volume control. And he's just been wailing, and I've just been holding him like a baby, which is what quiets him down. And now I have cat fur in my lip gloss. So if you see me going, that'll be why. I want to tell you about the upcoming fundraiser for Peace River Canine Search and Rescue. By way of raising money, I am running for mayor for a day in Englewood, Florida. The larger event is called Pioneer Days. Many of you will have heard of it, and it's an historic annual event that's lots of fun. And the way Mayor for a Day works is that every dollar that is donated to my campaign is equal to a vote. So if I win Mayor for a Day, 100% of what has been donated goes to Peace River Canine Search and Rescue. If I do not win, 75% goes to Peace River Canine Search and Rescue, and the remainder goes to the event and the organizers. Excuse me. So I am trying to find out how and when people can start donating online and when I can put out donation boxes. And as soon as I have this information, I will let you know. Now, those of you on the team, as is the case with all SAR people, you already give tremendously as volunteers, both energy-wise and emotionally and resource-wise and everything. But this is a great time to ask people you know who support what we, Peace River, what we do. And so I will keep you posted. Currently, I am the only candidate who's running. However, two other people are being encouraged to run. So hopefully I'll have some competition. But please keep in mind that we will have August to raise monies, and any help will be deeply appreciated. I have already received some cash and a check, and so we need to do the best we can, and I will appreciate any of your votes. Even if you give $1, that will be lovely. Thank you. So, on a more serious note, this was not an easy week for many people. In fact, hearts were broken over the drowning loss of a toddler. And in the aftermath of that, someone pointed out to me that in various places online, having nothing to do with our team or search and rescue, and not amongst people that we know, there were judgments flying. Fingers being pointed, whose fault was this? And, you know, if it had been me, it wouldn't have happened, and all those kinds of needs to place blame when there is something incredibly painful that has happened. And I wasn't surprised, but it was a reminder about how we as humans can indeed be so incredibly judgmental. And it doesn't serve us, and it doesn't serve anyone else. So as I was online, and I think looking at news regarding the event that some of our team members had experienced firsthand, I suddenly saw an article by a woman who had lost her 3-year-old son to drowning and is now speaking out and spreading awareness because of a couple of things. First of all, she lived in a household that she considered to be safe for her children, and she certainly was safety aware and had taken precautions in her home to keep her children safe. And the other piece was that she had had no idea how common and how quick it is for a child to drown. Drowning deaths among children, of course, are rampant. I think it might be the highest cause of death among children in our country. or it's way up there. And she didn't know any of this, and obviously felt if she had known a little more, she might even have been more vigilant, or what I call hyper vigilant. So we all know when we're looking after children, excuse me, excuse me, or our dogs, for example, we can't take our eyes off them for any length of time because things can happen instantaneously. And I was aware of this personally when I was taking care of my youngest niece when she was a little girl, and when I was walking our dogs when we lived in New York, and I wasn't there to socialize. I needed to be hyper vigilant with those dogs who were walking off lead in the woods because I knew that anything could happen very, very quickly. And even more so with our children, of course. So the woman whose blog or article suddenly popped up from somewhere this week, miraculously, wrote the following story. She had been sitting in the kitchen with her 3-year-old son. They were having a lovely time. They were sharing a brownie. He was coloring, I think. And she got up just for a moment to go into the laundry room, I think maybe to just switch a load of clothing out of the washing machine and into the dryer. And she came right back into the kitchen, and her son was not there. And soon after, she found him in the swimming pool, floating face down. It was too late. And she said she still had part of that brownie in her mouth. That was how quickly it happened, and how suddenly, instantaneously, she went from this cozy, safe domestic situation with her son to the total loss of him in a matter of moments. So I feel that if we had known her and known her story, we might not have been judgmental. But we are so quick to need to place blame. And when we do that, it only causes more pain, as we all know. And not only that, but when we're invested in something in an angry way, in a finger-pointing way, it only serves to sap our energy, and we need our energy. And especially those of us in search and rescue, and all kinds of other people, first responders and otherwise, we cannot afford to waste our energy being cruel or petty or any of those things. So this week, I am suggesting that maybe we all make a pact, anyone who's watching this, and all those of us on our Peace River Canine Search and Rescue team, to let go of all judgment. We are the most harsh judges of ourselves. So let's start there. Let it go. You're really quite amazing. You do not need to be judging yourself, nor does anyone need to be judging anyone else. It doesn't serve us. It ripples outward. It makes everything harsher and less kind. So it's time to stop the criticism and crank up the compassion. And even though maybe we are essentially a kind group, we are bound to see these things on the internet, and this is the curse of social media, which is also in a way a blessing, which are astoundingly cruel and unreasonable in the wake of a tragedy like this one last Tuesday with the toddler who drowned. And so this week, let's dispatch with any pettiness, any unkindness, any judgment, and hopefully we can therefore teach others by example, which is the best way to teach, and also improve ourselves and improve the world around us. We will never know what really happened in most, if not all, of these cases where a child drowns. But it is not for us. It is not for anyone. It was not for whoever it was that we don't know that was putting out these unkind comments on social media after Tuesday's event. And but we can rise above that, and that's what we all need to do. So I am wishing you a week of letting go of all judgment. It's amazing how things can change. Let us be kind. Let us not be judgmental about ourselves or anyone else. And let's look at the bigger picture and move forward, because that's what we in search and rescue do best. And that is what we hope will help, among other things, to make the world a kinder, gentler place. So now I am wishing you a wonderful week, and I hope to see you soon. I will keep you posted about the Mayor for a Day campaign, and hopefully you can spread the word among those who you know who support what we are doing. And thank you.